Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Nobody's Favorite Podcast. And once again, we have one of our favorite people, the great, the esteemed Jared Sensei, right? Talk to the people, man.
Yo, what's good? Happy to be back on Nobody's Favorite Podcast. It's been a fantastic couple weeks, man. Like I said, man, just how you doing now?
I'm all right, man. I'm even better. Can kick it with you, man. Catch up on some things. Spend a little time with my peoples. It's always good.
Yes, sir.
I had a topic I wanted to discuss today, and I wanted to discuss it with you, bro.
I feel honored that you feel safe to have this conversation with me on your platform.
Well,
I feel
you
honored.
are one of my favorite people. You are one of my trusted. I feel like your family, bro. I feel like I can call you family. I feel like we've crossed that threshold, and yeah, that's us now. That's where we are.
I agree.
Nice. I'm not in this alone. I'm not in this relationship alone. It's great.
Nah.
It's always great.
It's mutual, man. It's mutual. Reciprocity is so important, and you got it.
Yes, reciprocity, bro. I tell people about it all the time, but yeah, you know, it'd be like that. But I wanted to talk to the people today, and I wanted to talk to them about something that is going on in my life. Let me get this mic a little closer. It's going on in my life, and for the people who know me, you know that, you know, I had kids young, and I moved away from home at a young age, and live in Pennsylvania. I don't live in New York, but I'm from New York, so it's always been a little different. You know what I mean? Living here, especially I have kids here now, so kind of relocated myself. But what people do not know, and this is what we're going to talk about today, is that I had my son at 17. My son is now 17, and won't he do it? God has blessed me with a child who has followed in his father's footsteps, and now your boy, at the ripe young age of 35, is going to be a grandpappy. It's insane. Oh my goodness, that's what I brought you here to talk about today, bro.
Yeah, man. I know. Get your chinos and your fedoras ready.
Bro.
Go get you, your Nike jumpsuits.
Yo, when's bingo night? I need to know, like, all the old people shit, bro. I need to know all the old people shit.
Listen, man. I'm looking at stuff right now. They said you're going to be on TikTok with your grandchild. Doing all the dances.
Man, it's real funny. But that's why I brought you here, because I needed you to help me evaluate the situation that I'm dealing with. I needed a little insight, man. I mean, I know you luckily are not dealing with this issue, but as a level-headed individual and a father yourself to a wonderful young man.
I appreciate that.
No, we appreciate him, man. We appreciate him. But yeah, I just want to go over a couple things that I think is going to happen in life, and then you can maybe help me out with these things, man.
Okay. Let's talk about it. Let's run through it.
So, being a soon to be what is that? What am I, like, an aspiring grandfather? I don't know. What would that make me? I'm not yet.
You said an aspiring. I mean, it depends on who you ask. So some people say, womb to the tomb. So they're saying you're already a grandfather now, which I think is what you've kind of been treating it as.
Okay.
Like y'all went out ahead and y'all, met said person.
Yeah.
And y'all are stacking things up to the earthly arrival of your grandchild.
Yes.
So some people would say it's already started for you.
The journey has begun.
Right. Like you're now in a stage where I know you're big on like war and tactics and all that type of stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
the war has been declared. It's now ready to get the troops ready.
Problem is, the nigga's troops was too ready. And that's what got him in this fucking situation. That's the fucking problem right there. Okay? That's the goddamn problem. But I digress.
Yeah, man. So I think you're already on the clock. I think you're dealing with some things that make that really relevant for you and really real. And she's gonna have to start taking like prenatal vitamins and things like that. I mean, it's like, or she should.
Yeah.
OB appointments, all that sort of stuff.
I mean, hopefully,
it's all gonna be...
they're making sure like they're staying on top of these things. I can only hope that they're being responsible. I mean, they weren't responsible up to this point, but I can only hope that they're being responsible in the sense of like dealing with this properly. There's no reason to bring a child into this world into a hostile situation, So, but yeah, man, being somebody who didn't grow up with my father, my biological father, I grew up with my sister's father. I didn't know like a father's like what a father was supposed to teach you necessarily growing up. You know what I mean? My stepfather was great, you know what I mean? But we had much more of like a friendship than, you know what I mean? So I learned everything I know about fatherhood on my own, like pretty much just doing the opposite of what I saw that my father did. He left me. He wasn't there for this. He wasn't there for that. He wasn't there for this. So I made sure I was there for those things, or at least tried my best to be. And
Yep.
I feel the same way now. I feel like I need to try my best to be, even if my son is not going to be in the girl's life. Well, of course he's going to be in her life, but not even if they're not going to be together. I feel like I need to like, hey, if you need anything, hit me up. You know what I mean? This if the baby needs a jacket or if they, whatever, some clothes or a crib, a mattress, something, whatever. You know what I mean? Hit me up if you need help. So I feel like kind of like a sense of duty, I guess, to that. If that makes any sense.
Yep.
So, and that kind of came on like once he confirmed the news, because I heard the news before I spoke to him about it. And when I asked him about it and he confirmed it, like a sense of like whoa, like now there's even now you've got even more people to look after. Now you got even more responsibility. So like some things started like changing in my brain, and a lot of, I don't know. It was just a different feeling, man. A very different feeling.
Yeah, I think that, obviously, due to your past experiences and things like that, we talk a lot about, or I talk a lot about relying on your village. And that's one of the things as a man that isn't talked about enough, I think, is that sometimes we got to swallow our pride to get things done that the family needs. Yeah. Give you an example. And it doesn't have to do with like what's going on with you personally. But like, some people be like, hey man, I could never be a janitor. But if you need to be a janitor to put food on the table for your family, you need to swallow your pride. It's like there's nothing that's beneath you to provide. Yeah. And some of that is just asking for help. Like some of that is just relying on your village and saying, hey, like financially, I need you. Emotionally, I need you. Physically, I need you. Mentally, I need you. Mentally, she needs you. Physically, she needs you. And I don't have it right now. I only have what I can provide for the people that's in my household. I can't extend. And so, having people in your corner that can provide support is keen, I think, over the next 18 years for that child, 19 years for that child as they're growing, if they need it. You know what I mean? Obviously, if they don't need it, then I read a book last year called what is it called? Strong and Weak. I think it was something like that, where they talked about flourishing in life is when you're operating in a space of strength and weakness at the same time. And I didn't understand it when I read it. But it was almost like when you watch somebody one of the examples in the book was when you watch somebody do a stunt, let's say, and there's a net at the bottom. It's not as impressive and it's not as much of an intense journey than if the net gets removed. So like they're doing the exact same thing, but there's no net now. So the weakness that's at risk is death. And so you're watching this person do this death-defying thing and there's no safety net. So if they mess up, they die.
Yeah.
And when you watch it, you're like, right? But when there's people who are watching the same exact thing, but there's a safety net, it's just not as impressive.
This
and
is true.
You're living that now where you don't need to be the person that doesn't have the safety net because you're not trying to impress anybody. And you need to kind of stay in that box.
Okay. I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, I feel like I'm just so worried that, because I know all the mistakes I made, you know what I mean? When I was a little younger, when I was that age. And I know he's going to make a lot of, if not all, the same mistakes. But I'm trying to be the support system that he didn't have, or that I didn't have when I had him. You know what I mean? And not to say that my mom didn't help or there wasn't anybody to help, but I didn't have many people. And the people who I did have back then weren't really in positions where they could help much. You know what I mean? So once the baby shower stuff ran out, it was like, fuck, like minimum wage was really low back then. It was like I'm working at McDonald's making like $7 an hour. You know what I mean? Like now you work at McDonald's in California, $20 an hour. Other places 15, 13, 15, like more than double. Some places triple what I was making at the time. So
yeah,
I'm trying to make sure that he doesn't have to go through the struggles that I did, but at the same time, I don't want to enable him. You know what I mean? I don't want him to make him feel like, well, if I don't get it, my dad will. You know what I mean? I still want him to feel that sense of urgency where like, shit, I gotta make this happen. I gotta make this happen. Like feel like he doesn't have anybody else there so he has to do it, like get it done, but still knowing that he does have somebody there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're his safety net, essentially. You're his safety net.
I am.
And it's something that I haven't had to be challenged with. I think that the great thing about it is, I guess there's two things. One, you can anticipate his mistakes because he's going to make the same ones that you did.
Yeah.
So you can anticipate and properly plan on his failures. Which is oversight that you didn't have and nobody had for you at that age. I think the second thing is you can provide perhaps the grace and mercy for him that you didn't provide for yourself. And the only reason why I say that, and obviously I didn't know you at that time, I just know you now. And I know you don't have a lot of grace and mercy for yourself. And so when he's making these mistakes, don't be so quick to get angry. Don't be so quick to jump into a conclusion because it's what you expected, and say, hey, like I was expecting you to touch this stove. I've already got the bandage ready here. Now don't do it again because I'm not going to be here the next time, or you're going to have to figure it out the next time. Even though I'm available, you're going to have to figure it out, because it's not my responsibility to pick up your pieces all the time. And it's just not. Even though, and I feel like
You're right.
ultimately will have that weight on yourself. Like you'll feel like you're failing your grandchild if you don't pick up the pieces that your son leaves behind. But in fact, you are, because you're not properly setting up your son. And that's a tough thing to balance. I'm saying it like it's simple. That is tough.
And then add into the mix all the variables, like the thing, like when I'm telling him, like when I'm giving him foresight, like, look, don't do this. I see the decisions you've been making, and I see where it's leading to. Don't do this, because I know that's your next step. Don't do this, because I did that. And you're gonna get fucked over. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna make things difficult for you. And when things get difficult for you, they're gonna be difficult for me, because I'm the one that's pretty much backing you up with everything that you do. You know what I mean? So I know he's gonna be messing up like that. I know I'm gonna tell him, don't do that. I'm gonna tell him, don't touch the stove. He's gonna touch it anyway, and that's what's gonna piss me off. It's not gonna be the situation of, he touched it, and then I gave him the lesson. I'm gonna give him the lesson beforehand. He's not gonna listen, because he never does, and it's gonna frustrate me. You know what I mean? And honestly, I've becoming a different person lately. I've been really woo-side out. Like, I've been calm, cool, collected. I don't be yelling and arguing with nobody no more. I'm proud of myself, bro. I'm really proud of myself.
I'm proud of you too. I'm proud of you too.
And I'm entering another part of my life. I feel like I'm entering this chapter of my life very, very early. But things happen when they happen, and time is what it is. You know what I mean? And what am I gonna do? You can't uncrack an egg, right? So I'm gonna go into this, and I'm gonna deal with it how I have to deal with it, and help him the best I can. But at the same time, I'm gonna know that it's gonna come with hardships. You know what I mean? Because still a teenager, like, he still lives with me. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a whole lot of extra stuff. So, and he's living in his modern times, so these kids don't really give a fuck about nothing, bro. So him maturing cold turkey somewhat is gonna be very difficult for him and I.
I can speak on some of my past experiences. So like when I turned 20, I moved down to Georgia, and the first thing I did when I came down here, I was living with my uncle. And he was like, you got to go get a job. He was like, you cannot be in my house with my wife not in my house, and she's working and you not working. Your full-time job is to get a full-time job. You got to leave when she leaves. You can't come back till she comes back. It's like, oh God. So first day I get a job. First day I'm down here in Georgia, I get a job. I walk out. He's like, God. I was like, yo, I got a job. He's like, all right, great. Time to go get another one. Bro, what? Like, what are you talking about? I fulfilled the promise or the initial
obligation.
Go get another one. Right. Like, I've already checked the box. Like, I'm chilling now. I'm in Georgia. I'm in Atlanta. I just got down here, Leanwood and Rockwood. It was getting popping. I'm trying to figure it out. So, I went and got a second job. And up until that point, I made so many bad decisions that I came down to Georgia on like a 24-hour train ride with like the mindset that I'm not going to make any other decisions other than what people tell me for a little while and just kind of see how it goes. But it was 2 years of bad decision making that led me to that point. And luckily for me, as frustrating as it was for my uncles and other men in my life, still to this day, the other men in my life that will older men, I'm like, bro, y'all don't get it. Y'all like 60 is a different world now. They have patience with me. They have the grace that I need. They be like, they just shake their head, be like, Jared, I told you how it was going to go, and you didn't listen. And now we collectively have to pick up the pieces. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you pick up these pieces. But what did you learn in this process? And I think that's a very frequent question I get asked by my mentors in my life is, what did you learn? What did you learn? What did you learn? What did you learn? Well, I learned that I don't need to touch the oven when it's hot. I learned that if I am going to touch the oven, I probably need to put on a mitt. I learned the importance of taking the extra step and walking to the other side of the kitchen to get the mitt so that when I reach my hand in this stove, I don't get burnt. Right? I also learned that getting burnt hurts a lot. And I also learned that
we still
when
using
I get
analogies,
burnt,
or we talking about like sex?
no, I'm not doing that. We still use analogy. We just use analogy.
I get burnt.
And I also,
it hurts a lot.
I've never, thank God, never had to experience
Thank
that.
the Lord. Oh my goodness.
Thank God. Like, yeah, whoa, Lord.
And if I ever do, I'm a one woman. If I ever do, it's beef.
Oh, what? Arthur Fist. Arthur Fist. But I think that, you know, as you go through those things with them, it's going to be repeated reminders, repeated things, repeated mistakes that he's going to make, repeated mistakes that you made, that you're like, daggone, like, okay, I made this one for a long time. And I think that the main thing for you would be, because you're not going to prevent all of them, is to just help him learn faster than you did. Like, okay, if it took me 8 years to learn this, I want you to learn it in 4. I don't want you to make 4 years of the same mistake that I made longer than you need to. Like, learn what you need to learn and grow as a man. And because you're not going to be able to take the 8 years that you learned and reduce it down to 1 or 0. Like, it's just not going to happen. He's going to have to go through those things as a man. He's going to have his mind changed through experience. And if he's anything like his father, he gonna stand on the hill that he's on for a long time.
Die on that hill, stand so long and legs.
It just is what it is, bro. If it is anything like his father, you know, I was talking to Crystal. Yeah, Justo's a smooth talker. I mean, he could talk his way out of a situation like no problem. Like, oh yeah, you know,
ain't no smooth talker. I just tell the truth. The truth is buttery smooth, baby.
That's what she's. I'm just letting you know that she said that you was a smooth talker, bro. I'm just letting you know.
That's crazy. That means that when I talk, it's so. I don't know. I was like just enchanting and intoxicating, and people just feel the charisma. They feel the charisma vibrating.
Yeah, the charisma, the charm. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's how you got her. That's how you got her, man. So yeah, that's what I would say in regards to that. Like, you know, employ me. Hey, you don't want to hear from your dad? Call Jared. You don't want to hear from your dad? Call Aziz. You want to call this person, call that person. Have people that where he can hear it from a different person, different man. And I'd be like, you know, hey man, I see what Justo was saying. I see what you're saying. I will probably do this. And it's probably, you know, in the midst of like 4 different opinions about something, the right answer for him is probably going to sit somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
And hopefully he can take all of that wisdom and utilize it.
Yeah, he's not a dumb kid. I mean, he's a smart kid. He knows what he's supposed to do. He just has trouble doing it. Like a lot of us. You know what I mean? We know what we're supposed to do, but we slack off, especially in this day and age with these kids with this. If it ain't instant like this, their attention span just fades, boy.
I don't want it. Listen, like, oh, I don't have a million streams. F this podcast thing. I'm going back to the bank,
bro. I'm trying. You know, you of all people know how hard I've been trying to change my ways to be more patient, more tolerant. Not tolerant in the sense of like I don't like people, but tolerant with attitudes, and with me not getting attitudes. Like, I'm just doing my best.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Can I say something? That's going to show him more than anything you tell him. Like, as you change and as you start to become more patient and more of like the things that you want to become and you want him to be, as you just start to do them, he's going to be way more acclimated to adopting those as well. Like, oh yeah, no, dad is like killing it right now. I was expecting him to blow up, and somehow I walked out of that conversation and we still cool. Like, this conversation would have been totally different a year ago. It's going to transform him over the years. Like, oh, I don't need to respond this way. I don't need to respond this way when, I'm met with whatever the case may be. Like, and he sees that you're doing that stuff that you're telling him to do.
I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping because
it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different.
I'm hoping, man. I really do hope.
When they see Grandpappy,
it's crazy. I don't know what I want to be called yet.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. God, like, Lord willing, she has a safe full-term pregnancy and everything's no problems, and the baby's born with born just period. You know what I mean? Healthy and everything. I don't know what I want to be called, bro. I don't know. I haven't narrowed it down yet. I need people. I'm gonna take suggestions. I might do like an Instagram poll.
Oh, can I suggest one already?
Yeah.
Papi Justo.
Papi Justo. Papi Justo. That's crazy.
That might be kind of hard, bro.
Abuelo. Grandpappy.
Yeah, man.
Crazy, bro. Ah, man. But, it is what it is. And, I mean, he's going to have to step up. He's going to step up because, that's just what he's going to have to do.
Yeah, he will. I don't even know him, but I got confidence.
I got confidence in him too, man. I got confidence. He's shown me a lot of things have changed with him over the past couple weeks. That we've had issues with each other. So,
bro, can you speak to like? Let's actually. Can you speak to what happened in your life when you found out that he was coming? Because I know for a fact the changes that happened in my life when I found out Jay was coming. Bruh. So can you speak to like the things that changed you in that moment?
So me, I was an in the streets knucklehead. First of all, that's what got me. I lived with my mother in New York, and I didn't know my dad growing up. But apparently she found out where he was, and I was doing so bad in New York that she was like, I know you don't know this nigga, but you're about to go live with this nigga. So she sent me to live with him when I was 16, like literally 3 weeks before my 17th birthday, right? So I moved out here, met the girl across the street. One thing led to another. And when she told me, right? So the day she tells me, I was one of those people who would sleep till like 12 noon, 1 o'clock, right? And I got a phone call and I woke up out my sleep with my loud ass Nextel ringing. Nextels back then, chirps and shit. So Nextel's ringing and I'm like, who the fuck? She was loud as fuck. So I got up, answered him like, yo, who's this? So it was my baby mom's. So who shall remain nameless. Anyway, so she's like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, nah, what's up with you? Like, what's going on with you? She's like, shit. I'm like, all right, well, I'm like, what you doing? Where you at? She's like, oh, I'm at my sister's house. I'm like, all right, well, who's all there? She's like, oh, it's just me, her, and your baby. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? She's like, yeah. I'm like, so I'm thinking her and like my father, because he was trying to like really like be friendly with me at the time because we didn't really know each other. So my mother just sent me out here, so he's trying to like be buddy with me to like make up for lost time or whatever. So I'm thinking like they doing some kind of prank. Like Punk was really big at the time with Ashton Kutcher and shit. So I'm thinking they're doing like some kind of prank to me. So I'm kind of like looking around for like cameras, like little house cameras or security cameras or whatever he might have put up that he got from Walmart or some shit. But I don't see nothing. So I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, oh yeah, I took a pregnancy test and da-da-da. So in my mind, the first thing I thought of, bro, was how the fuck am I going to tell my mother? I wasn't thinking about this baby. I wasn't thinking about this girl. I was thinking about, first of all, I live in Pennsylvania. My mother lives in New York. I'm thinking about like, what is my mother going to do and or say when she finds out about this? It was an intense situation. And I ended up having to leave school get a job. I didn't graduate high school. I ended up getting a GED. Had to get a job. First job was at McDonald's, like so many other Americans. Shout out McDonald's for giving me that. I fucking worked at McDonald's, working the drive-thru, all that dumb shit for like minimum wage, $7 an hour. It was horrible. Fucking still going to school, waking up at like 6 a.m, walking like 3 miles to the bus stop. Literally, I got one of those old school fucking real granddad stories, bro. Woke up at 6 a.m. It was freezing cold, fucking blistering cold, snow everywhere. I'm walking 3 miles in the snow to get to the school bus. Taking that school bus from that school to another school to go to school, to be there all day, come back to get bussed back to the first school at 2:30, walk the 3 miles back to where I live, go to work from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m., go home, go to sleep, wake up, and do it all the next day. It was horrible, bro. Horrible. The worst.
But you were waking up at like noon before up until that point.
And then did you see the change? Waking up at noon, doing nothing with the rest of my day, to like being a productive member of society.
So like, it's a trigger, bro. It's like it's like ready, set, boom, go. Like it's go time. Like it's go time. Now, I had a similar experience, man. You found out Jay was coming. We were living in an apartment. I was working at the UPS store. I was making like $10.50 an hour. Down in Georgia, I thought I was doing all right. I was
about to say $10.50. I'd have killed for that at that time.
Splitting, well, this was 2012. So
okay, this was 6 years after mine.
Yeah. So I wasn't killing it. But it was enough to where, I didn't need or want for anything.
Yeah.
But him coming, I was like, I gotta change. Something's gotta change. So I left that job. I got another job. Started working at UPS. It was like loading trucks. I realized that was for the birds. I was like, oh my God, I can't do this. And I was just really bad at it. Like I was horrible at preloading. And
one of those guys,
left there, started working at Sprint. And I would always put the box on the wrong truck. Like if you live in like South Georgia, and your box was supposed to come on a Monday and it didn't come on Tuesday, is because I was loading that truck. I put it on the wrong truck. But I say all that to say, I left that job. I started working for Sprint, and I was getting paid $10.50 an hour there, but it was with commission. And then I started killing commission. And it was all because Jay was coming. Like I would have just stayed at the UPS store. There was nothing in my life that required me to improve what I was doing day to day.
It was a motivational
he was on
thing,
the way,
man.
similar to you.
Yeah.
It's like when you take on that weight, the way that you did, the way that I did, the way that I think your son is, and the way that you are describing to him the weight that he's now.
But what scares
having
me
to put on himself.
But what scares me is that we had different. I felt an obligation. I mean, obviously it's my child, but I felt a different obligation. Because like I said, I didn't grow up with my father. I refused to let my son have the same, like my kid. I didn't know if it was a girl or a boy at the time. To let my kid have to deal with the same shit I dealt with. You know what I'm saying? Single parent home. Like I have my sister's father, but like I said, it wasn't necessarily my parent, more like a friend. You know, I mean, he'd get me out of trouble with my mom and stuff like that. But I just didn't want him. I don't want him to feel like he doesn't have to go as hard because he has. Like to be like, okay, well, I'll take this $15 an hour job instead of being like, you know what, I want to get a $20 to $25 an hour job. I'll work harder to get that. But if $15 is going to get me by, fuck it, I'll just do that. You know what I'm saying? Because if I need help or my check is short 1 week, I know my dad's going to help. I don't want that to be like that. I don't want it to be a crutch. You know what I mean? I just want to be like a cool granddad, a cool, sexy granddad.
You won't. I mean, I think that I understand and I agree. That's something I don't think you're going to be able to ever measure. It's just always going to be what
If that I'm a sexy
He's telling
granddad, I
you-
can measure it right now. Damn it.
Where's Crystal?
10 out of 10, baby.
But no. No, his effort. I feel like effort is such a hard thing to measure. And the reason why I say it. So like if you look at LeBron James in the 2011 finals, or you look at Steph Curry, like one game he may shoot 10 for 10. And in the next game, he'll shoot 1 for 10.
Mhm.
The game that he shot 1 for 10 on is not because he didn't try his best. Like, it's just not because he didn't try his best. You could walk away with, oh, he's not giving as much effort today, or, oh, he's not in the right state of mind, or whatever the case may be. You just won't ever know. And so I think that, you know, putting him up against that is going to be really, really tough. I think that you're right. You had a paranoia similar to mine, where you didn't want to be an absentee father and you wanted to be supportive of your son. And you did. I had paranoia about being a bad dad. I'll go that far because I didn't really have a dad from birth. So I didn't know really what I knew what the responsibilities by the time I got to like teenager years were. But like, do dads change diapers? I don't really see too many dads change diapers.
Yeah,
do dads
I was,
feed,
especially with the girl, I was a little iffy with my daughter when she was born. I didn't.
Yeah.
Because even when you become a parent, if it's a boy, it's different from a girl. It's like hard to know what's supposed to be done and how it's supposed to be done. And
right. So, you know, so those things were kind of sitting in your brain, and you really didn't have anybody to affirm your the way you were doing things. It was always like, you know, especially for me, it was like, oh, hold the baby neck up. I'm holding the baby neck. You ain't holding the baby. I'm holding the baby's neck, bro. Like, relax.
Mhm.
But you'll be there to support him in the things that he's going to have doubts about himself in. I think that's even going even further, where like you walk away, you walked out, you know, you have a baby in America, and then 3 days later you out the hospital and they're like, all right, bye, good luck. Like, there's no proper manual on
there's no
how to raise children. You know what I mean? And so, you know, once again, it just leans back to the first point. Like, you gotta have your people. You gotta have the person that, you know, you're that person for him where you're like, hey, I don't need to like be here all the time because I don't have anybody that can watch my child. I can leave him with grandpappy, and I can go out and take old girl out on a date, you know, once a month, because that's important for our relationship.
Yeah, I don't like grandpappy,
you know,
now.
and vice versa.
I don't like how it sounds when you say it.
Okay. Well,
I'm just gonna have that baby call me OG.
OG Justo.
OG Justo.
But OG original grandpa?
Yeah.
Oh, OGP.
Yeah,
that's wild. But yeah, man, I think that is where I would kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got somebody who can affirm, you got somebody who can, you know, give you some feedback in real time about what you think he's doing right versus what he thinks he's doing right. Because at the end of the day, I don't think people want to do the wrong thing on purpose. So I'm going to go in thinking that he's doing the wrong. If he's doing the wrong thing, he's thinking that that's the right thing. And having those conversations about why there's a better way to do it or a different way to do it.
Yeah.
And you've learned this over the last 17 years. And you only know this because you've been a veteran. You're a veteran in the game.
Bro, I mean, parenthood. At the same time, just like you're saying, I'm there to reassure him. This is why I needed you on the show, because I needed reassurance. You know what I mean? I know what I want to be there to do and what I have to be there to do and what I should be there to do. But I also am only human and have my own things going on. So I also need a little motivation and inspiration, aspiration before I go through some asphyxiation.
Yeah, man, you straight, bro. Y'all are gonna be great, man. Y'all are gonna be great. You're on the right path. Everybody's seeing the right types of changes in your life. It's so crazy how a year almost to the day you start a walk, and then you come into the space now totally transformed in a way, and you're probably approaching this thing like totally different, like
Yeah.
alley-oop, but like unexpected.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it was expected of me to be like wilding out, like calling them all types of names, like just being the typical young minority parent, soon to be grandparent. You know what I mean? Like, but I just felt like it wasn't about me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when most parents find out they're gonna be grandparents and they're young, they think about themselves. Oh my God, I'm too young. I'm too young to be a grandmother or grandfather.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
if you're too young, what do you think about your kid? Your kid's super too young. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that popped into my mind. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not gonna be selfish about the situation. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just try to help and try to be there. Like when we met the girl, I told her straight up, I'm gonna help you. You know what I mean? Whatever you need, if you need help, and whether Quran is doing what he's supposed to be doing or not, we're gonna make sure he does. But even if he slacks for whatever reason, God forbid something happens and he loses his job, you know what I'm saying? We'll be there to help until he's able to get back on his feet and get another one and resume his duties. You know what I mean? You're not gonna go without because something happened. I mean, we're your contingency plan. You know, so that's really where I'm at with that. Yeah, man, I really want to just talk about that today, and like, I don't know, like let the listeners know a little bit more about me, because on the show we usually talk about other people, other things. I don't really get too much in detail about what's going on in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was surprised. Like I said, before we hit record today, I was like, "You sure you want to do this?"
Yeah. You did. You definitely.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, as somebody that cares about you, I wanted to make sure that this was something that you wanted to do this way.
You definitely hit me with that two-factor verification.
Yeah, for sure. Like, let me go ahead and send you your 6 digits before we hit record, and then Riverside tried to hit you with it too.
Yeah. They say, hold up, brother, man.
Like, you sure?
You sure? But I mean, I feel like within my music and in my podcast and in all the media that I create, all the content that I create, I want people to know that I'm being genuine. I'm transparent. You know what I mean? I'm not faking the funk or whatever they say. I'm not capping whatever area you're fucking from. I'm not fronting. I'm just being genuinely me. And just like I can talk about other situations in the world, other people's problems, other current events, I could talk about my own as well. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not scared to put myself out there and, let the people be the topic of conversation for once.
So I'm going to just share a couple of things that I wrote down prior to us getting started with this episode.
Okay.
How do you know if someone is a grandparent in their 30s? Don't worry. They'll tell you.
All right. I guess we'll check box 1. This whole podcast is about that.
Being a grandparent in your 30s is great until you realize that your grandkids are closer in age to your kids than you are.
Damn.
Oh, man. Let me see what else they said. What else I wrote down? The only thing harder than being a parent in your teens is being a grandparent in your 30s. Damn, man. This is the roast session that you were calling for. Being a grandparent in your 30s means that being a grandparent in your 30s means that you can still relate to your grandkids, but you can also get to say things like, back in my day and when I was your age.
I just did that when I was telling this story. This is crazy. Oh, I'm so stereotypical. I'm such a stereotypical 30-year-old grandparent, bro.
Oh,
there's nothing special about me.
The best part about being a grandparent in your 30s is that you can still keep up with your grandkids on the playground. The worst part is that you can keep up with them on TikTok.
Nah, that's crazy.
That's
man, crazy.
That's all the funny
Man's roasting me with technology. That's crazy.
That's cool. Man, hilarious, cool. Bro.
I deserve it. I had a child young. He had a child young. I mean, I'm gonna be the best OG I could be.
Man,
and
take lemons, man, to make lemonade, bro. That's what we all been doing.
I'm going to lemons. Lemons. First of all, you can't give lemons to grandpappers. Give me some prunes. Take prunes and make juice.
Oh, bro, no. Bro, don't come down here on the prune juice.
Bro, I'm bringing a whole.
Bro, you about to be on a
homemade.
Y'all both gonna be drinking Pedialyte?
Homemade, bro. Homemade shit for us. I'm gonna bring you some.
Y'all both gonna be. Y'all both gonna be on a Pedialyte. That's nasty.
Prune juice with pulp.
Prune juice. That's nasty, bro. And bro. I like juice with pulp, but that's nasty, bro.
It's gonna be a nectar. It's gonna be thick as fuck.
y'all both gonna have diapers on,
bro. Like, so I feel bad for her. I feel bad. See, I feel bad for my woman because I made her I was an unwitting, like, grandparent, but like she really this ain't even her real son. Like, she took on this baggage, and now we done gave her more. Fucked up. I'm surprised she ain't leave me. It's crazy. Can't be with a grandfather at that age.
Let me say something right now. That woman love you.
I mean, I hope so. Hope so. The way I be putting
she
down.
do.
Nah.
Hey. But yeah, man. That's all. That's the y'all are gonna be straight. Y'all are gonna be straight. It's gonna be good.
Oh man, I thought you was gonna hit me with some real foul jokes. I'm glad you went with. I'm glad you kept
I ain't gonna do that to you, man. This is
glad you kept it.
Yeah, this is real life, bro. I can't. I there was some other stuff, but I'm like, there's. This is already heavy enough, man. I can't do that to him. I can't do that. I can't do that to somebody I love.
Yeah. Somebody hit me out earlier. They was like, "Oh, bro, so what's gonna come first, your grandbaby or the ring?" I'm like, damn. Like, don't put that on me. Don't put that on me. Don't put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
No. But you need to do that. You need to go ahead and do that.
Bro, I can't afford a ring. I'm about to be a grandpa.
Where's my thing?
You need to do that.
Man, sure. Lo-fied me?
Yeah, you need to do that, bro.
Bro, I can't afford all that. I'm about to be a new granddad. I'm about to be a new grandfather. I can't afford that.
You better make it happen. Just like he about to make it happen, you better make that happen.
Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah, cause that woman love you, boy.
I'm gonna have to do a GoFundMe, bro. I heard those things are expensive.
It's bad. Well, we'll talk. We can talk right now. We keep it real on the pod.
Yeah,
Black Friday deals. I
heard. I'm about to see
Black Friday deals on the ring, bro. Listen, I'm just letting you know.
Keep this episode away from her.
I proposed to Chelsea on November 30th.
Man's a smart. See.
That boy's a thinker.
Nice. I was just
that boy's a thinker.
Wish.
And how
much do you think she loved me?
I would advise you not to do that.
How much do you think she loves me?
More than throwing a penny in a wishing well.
I'm just saying, man. If it's real love, and it shouldn't matter. Right?
I mean, if you're gonna do that, you might as well go back in time. Put your quarter in a little machine at the back of the supermarket, or at the front of the supermarket, and just turn that thing.
They be having some hot fire in there, bro.
And just hope her finger don't turn green.
Nah, what if? So look, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do, and this is how I know if it's meant to be. I'm gonna put a coin in there. I'm gonna turn it. If her birthstone comes out on the fucking thing with the ring, You know they have the little color stones.
Her birthday. This is how I'm gonna know if it's meant to be.
Bro, that's destiny
wild.
Right there. That's how you know it's destiny,
that's
bro.
Destiny?
That's leaving up to God, bro.
That's whoa.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna lead me to the correct machine. Of all the machines in all the world, I got to the one that had this in it. The very next one was this.
You're putting. God ain't say nothing about no vending machines.
I'm not saying I'm gonna give her that one. I'm saying if that one comes out, then that's a sign to go to the real store.
Do you listen? I'll tell you something right now. There's already enough signs. There's already enough signs.
Listen, man.
The fact that somebody said that to you earlier is enough sign. That's the sign.
That means there's people in my fucking business. That means that people need to get the fuck out of my business. That's what that means. Means people care more about my life than I do. Goddamn it. Fuck.
That's funny as heck, yo. That's hilarious. Yeah, I'm surprised somebody came for you like that, though.
Yeah, man, that's wild. Be coming for me, bro. Start fucking.
Who had the cojones to say that to you, bro?
I don't put them on blast, but it's cool. It's cool. I'm not gonna give them free airtime. They ain't pay for sponsorship.
Yeah, now that's.
Speaking of, this portion of your show is brought to you by Trojan Condoms. Use them, or you will be in the same situation I'm in.
Actually, show me your Ember, bro. Where's your Ember at?
Oh, it's downstairs, bro. I was unprepared.
Oh, don't worry about it, then, man. We can't even get the Ember. Can't even get this. This show has been sponsored by Crystal by way of Ember by way of Crystal.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, yo, if y'all don't know what that is, bro, like it's like a coffee. It's a coffee. What is it? A tumbler. And that be like, you know how like the Yetis keep your shit like hot or cold. This takes it a step above. Like, you press a button. First of all, you can customize it like digitally. Like it's an app. You can write your name on the app or write whatever you want. Like, don't touch my shit. And boom, like it comes up on the fucking cup. It's crazy. It's insane. But anyway, it's a button. You can set the temperature to how hot you want to keep your beverage. It could be coffee, tea. I don't know. You could keep your fucking ramen in that bitch. Honestly, keep it a band with you. Like vegetable soup, heat it up. Boop, button on the bottom. Now your shit is hot, piping. It's crazy. I just thought of all of that. All of those uses just came off the top of my head just now.
You did, bro. That's what I'm saying, man.
I should definitely get a fucking like a deal for that. Like, give me a commercial, bro.
I'm trying to turn you into corporate Justo. You fight,
bro. Who owns Ember? Is Ember the corporate name for the company, bro? Because I need to know who owns that.
I think so. I'm gonna
have to send them this episode.
I'm trying to make you corporate Justo, man.
Bro, I'm gonna have to send. Yeah, bro. You see me had my little V-neck on, my little polo V-neck on today.
Yeah, I see. Listen, when you stepped on, I was like, "Damn, I came to the party underdressed."
Nah, I mean, that's
like
nothing special. Not special.
Man. I'm like,
yeah, I had something to do earlier today. So I was like, you know what? Instead of getting changed into something comfy, let me just, you know what I mean? Be me.
I did, my wife did shave my head today, so that
I was about to say, there's a special gleam off that bean, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Let me say something, man. Chelsea, it's the Chelsea touch, man. It's the Chelsea touch.
Speaking of Chelsea, not your wife, but just the name in general. I saw some nice Chelsea boots that I want to get. I think I'm gonna get my boot game up.
Listen, man, you about to be more corporate than me, bro.
Bro, those I'm gonna get a brown and a black.
I feel like Chelsea been wanting me to get Chelsea boots for some years.
I never had any. I'm gonna get a pair.
I'm scared, bro. Don't get no Chelsea boots, bro. You bro, it's Atlanta.
I feel like I have. Bro, I'm gonna be different out there with them boots on, baby. First of all, them are all season boots.
You gonna be different, all right?
Them is all season boots. And fuck that. Niggas out there wearing them big ass mischief boots, them big ass red boots. Get out of here. I'm gonna be all right. Yo.
Don't come down here and listen, bro. I'm gonna tell you something right now. Do not come down here with all that hair and some Chelsea boots, bro.
They gonna think the cartel is invading, bro. It's gonna be crazy. Hey, where the fuck this motherfucker came from? Arizona?
Oh man, don't do that, bro.
I'm doing it.
So what side of the team you play for?
Bro, First of all, I keep my hair. It's not even in a man bun. It's like in a nice man style thing.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that with some Chelsea boots down here, bro.
I tell you, bro, you already know what I keep packing on me. That sounded gay in this conversation. That was crazy. That sounded crazy. Wow. See, this episode is clearly going on too long. Bro, anyway. Nah. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing crazy to me, you know. Anything I could think of saying is gonna revert to some crazy shit, bro. Sounded like I can't think of anything to say. Everything I was gonna say was just gonna be like, "Hey, yo, Justo."
Anything you say with that hairstyle and some Chelsea boots is gonna be wild,
bro. You know what?
And I just imagine you in the Chelsea boots saying it to
bro.
me.
I'm a beta test it. I'm coming down there in November with this sweater.
You just
Chelsea boots and this hair.
Beta testing.
That sounded crazy again. See? I can't win here, bro. Can't win for shit.
Yo, beta testing.
Bro, only a nerd like you would fucking laugh at something like that.
Oh, beta testing is wild, bro.
Yeah, it is quite insane. I told you, everything I think of saying, nothing sounds politically correct, bro. Like, I'm gonna do some fucking, I don't know. I don't even know what to say, bro. I'm gonna test it out.
Whoa!
Just gonna test the waters with my outfit. Not the crazy waters.
My first time was in Atlanta.
Nah. I mean, no, I've listen. I've had some firsts in Atlanta. I've had some firsts in Atlanta, but that ain't gonna be one of them. Okay? I've had some firsts in Atlanta, but that will not be one of them. God damn it.
I was just testing it out.
I'm just testing betas.
But test it when I
just testing betas. Sounds crazy.
When I get there.
Crazy.
Oh man. Oh.
There's gonna be a few episodes
funny.
Before we have you back.
These are just jokes, y'all. These are just jokes.
There's gonna be a few episodes before we have you back on the show. We're gonna have to go a little. We're gonna have to go a little while before we invite you back.
That was great. That was great.
Well, now that I've become the laughing stock of my own show, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you.
It was all love. It was fun. I had fun.
No, it was fun. It was fun. I got to express how I feel about some certain things. I got to gain a little insight from you on your perspective. You know what I mean? From being one of my close personals and the outside looking in, and being able to just give me your view on the situation and myself, and that helped a lot. You know, so it's gonna be a journey, bro. But he has people like me, and I have people like you and Crystal. So should be all right.
Listen, man, we're here for you, bro, and you here for me. So I tell people all the time, like you did just as impactful, Absolutely, so we doing life together, man. So
I mean, hopefully we don't need to have one of these talks for you for many years.
Oh, let me tell you something right now.
Hopefully Jay ain't been getting around.
Katana sword is always ready.
Oh man.
And Jay knows. So yeah.
But yeah, again, I appreciate you stopping by, man. I appreciate everybody for listening. Again, as always, whether you're listening on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, iHeartRadio, whatever it is, man, hit that bell, hit the subscribe, boom, boom, bing, boom, booms, all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get the notifications for when new episodes get posted, keep you up to date on, things we talk about, things that go on in our lives. We talk about other people's lives too. I mean, sometimes things are controversial, sometimes they're just personal. Sometimes we're just having fun. But either way, always gonna be here, man. Again, appreciate you guys. And until next time, this has been Nobody's Favorite Podcast. Later.